Alright guys, welcome back to another Ascension build guide. This time I want to talk a little bit more about Blood and Guts. It's a really fun spec. It's easy to roll if you got the skill cards, and it's pretty straightforward. There are a few talents and issues you don't have last season, or a few changes from last season. But let's get into the video. So, the whole build focuses around Bloods and Guts, and right now I'm using. Okay, ignore this. This is my take on the AoE spec. Well, it's more a dummy spec. It doesn't really work in dungeons. But you can get to around 80 to 100% uptime on Blade Fury. But it's really inconsistent in dungeons, so let's don't talk about it really much. So, a few issues you don't have last season. Now you got a 9-second internal cooldown on Ruthlessness, so that's no longer an option to pick, and also you got the 3-second cooldown, internal cooldown on Among Thieves, so there's a slight nerf, and it's really noticeable in single target. I've been told to use strength gear because you have more power and you got the crit anyways, but for me it's not the case. I prefer the agility version because you got a lot more crit, and crit is really important. You want an ideal situation, you want 5 combo points from your Mutilate. You get 2 points anyways, and then another point from Seal Fate. It's another rogue talent, this one right here, and then another combo point from Honor Among Thieves. So the ideal situation would be you start with Mutilate, then Slice and Dice, got your 5 combo points or 4 combo points, and from using your combo points you get your deadly combo proc, so you can use Execute, and then basically you get Mutilate, Slice and Dice, Mutilate, Execute, Eviscerate, or Disembowel, and then you start all over. The change from my last video is basically you go for a Mutilate, Execute, Eviscerate in your normal rotation, and not Mutilate, Eviscerate, Execute. The reason is you get a little bit more ticks from your Disembowel before you execute. That's the whole reason. This boosted the DPS by a little bit, like 1k. And yeah, let's talk about starters and skill cards. I've started with Battle Stance and Charge, and then Sinister and Slice and Dice. As soon as you get Eviscerate, you can basically unlearn Sinister or Backstab, Gouge, whatever you start with on level 1. And then at level 50 you're trying to get Mutilate. Around the 30s or 40s you want to try to get Execute, and then you're basically set if you get the skill cards. My safe skill cards was Rockbiter Weapon, then Blade Fury, Hunger for Blood, and Death Wish, and you're basically set. That's it basically. My lucky skill cards were Aspect of the Beast, and then that's it. I got Inferior Totem. Actually, I lucky skill carded Colossus Smash, but I don't think it's actually worth it, especially if you got a Nightblade or 2, like I do. Double proccing Nightblades on 3 stacks is around 400 ARPN rating, or around 66% ARPN in percentage wise. So Colossus Smash is absolutely overcapping on ARP and not worth the global cooldown in my opinion. For Ares, I'd go for 2 of the raw increase damage percent for physical damage, then actually 1, 2, and with the other, okay, only 2, sorry, no, 1, 2, 3. For the physical cost reduction, 3 times the Wrecking Crew, improved execute, and then weapon expertise as many as you need, and 1 from the unburied worth. I don't know if it's actually worth it, but I had some rage issues in raids, so I went for this. I will leave you the talents in the description down below. It's pretty straightforward and you can find this spec in many builds on the Hero Architect. I haven't really changed a lot. Only really change I had was this one to get a little bit more rage. Yeah, that's basically it. Right now it's just my raid support spec because I got a Rampage True Shot, picked up Trauma, and what it mean? Blood Frenzy, because some of our raid team members are on vacation. But yeah, the only reason why I tried this spec is because I got 2 of the Night Blades and I wanted to try different specs where you can play this, since the buff is insanely strong. Yeah, for food I would go for Agility, for Flask, Executioner Flask, for Crit and AP. Trinkets, I would go for the Hourglass or Tsunami Talisman and Dragonspine Trophy, and the rest is basically rogue gear or off pieces with expertise. This gear is right now my cat gear, so that's why I have some druid pieces. And the stat priority would be 8% hit, sexy, 26% expertise, not percent, sorry, just 26 expertise. Then either strength or agility, crit, AP, ARP. Like I said, I'm not an expert on this build, but it's really strong, and not many people are playing it right now. It doesn't really get any much stronger from raid buffs. I'm sitting at around 10 to 12k in raids, if you don't have to swap targets a lot. And yeah, the damage test you can see here is the AoE, with an uptime on Blade Fury for almost 90%. But yeah, like I said, it's more like a dummy spec for AoE. Yeah, there's not much more I can talk about it since I haven't played with that much. Hope you enjoyed it, and I will leave you all the necessary information down in the video description, like stat priority, starter skill cards, and my cast sequence macro. And yeah, now I will leave you with the final single target Dps-Test. And yeah, thanks for watching, guys. See you in the next one.
Мы из поколения мужчин, выращенных женщинами. Поможет ли другая женщина в решении наших проблем?